Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Tuesday night, and that means Bluegrass Xfinity Series here on V-Speed Racing Network and Bluegrass TV. Happy to have everybody. I'm Eddie Smith, and tonight we're taking on Nashville Super Speedway in these Xfinity cars. Had a great race a couple weeks ago. Looking forward to continuing that trend here tonight. We'll take a look at the standings real quick as we don't have much time before qualifying is over. Get ready to get gridded up. But let's look at the point standings. Alex Penn with a healthy lead with those 5 wins. 51 points over second place. Daniel Cunningham. Just an incredible season for Alex Penn. Going to continue that trend tonight, or at least attempt to. We'll see if he can make that happen. And you see it gets really close around the second and third and fourth positions. Michael Kosick there in fifth, all within a shot. Just a couple races to the playoffs, so looking forward to seeing who can take those playoff spot. All that's going to get reset, and playoff points will be added, and then we'll be jumping right into it. Going to be a good playoffs for sure. Excited to see if Alex Penn can continue that momentum into the playoffs and make a deep run and fight for the championship here at Nashville Super Speedway. Lebanon, Tennessee, opened in 2001, was shut down after poor attendance. You see only 38,000 people can actually be at the track, so poor attendance here is actually pretty rough. But in 2021, wanted to get back into the Nashville market with a little help from Dale Jr. Trying to get them back to the fairgrounds, but Nashville Super Speedway is what we ended up with. Not a bad track, though. I enjoy it. 1.33 miles, not quite a mile and a half, but puts on some really good racing. And I think these Xfinity cars are going to have a lot of fun here tonight. Hopefully get to see a couple different lines. But that bottom is going to where you want to be, right up against that yellow apron line. It's going to generate the most speed. Try to keep as much momentum as you can through the turns, and you'll find yourself making passes pretty easily. All right, well, let's jump right into the grid as it is time to get this thing rolling. I'm excited to get into the race and have a lot of fun. Let's go. Bailey Fitzsimmons is going to take the pole position. David Farmer there in the second position. Starting in third is going to be Jimmy Allen. Michael Kosick there on the outside of him in row number 2. In fifth position, it's going to be Jim Ott with Alex Penn, your points leader, in sixth. In seventh is Bobby Anderson. Tony Iverson going to be in the 8th position. 9th, Jason Ayerson. 10th, Justin Ray. 11th, Sean Kostritza. And 12th, Casey Ryback. 13th, Daniel Cunningham and Drew Prohl in the 14th position. 15th is Scott Fritz. These guys did not take any times. Austin Allen there in 16th. Andy Kurtz in 17th. Tyler Johnson in 18th. 19th, Travis Twitty. Brian Terry going to round out your top 20. And then last car in the field is going to be Michael Cole in that 21st position. All righty. Well, we are gridded up, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nashville Super Speedway is just one of those tracks you got to be smart. You got to take runs when you get it. If you lose any kind of momentum, it could be tough to get it back, and you may find yourself losing a ton of position. We saw last night in the Truck Series. I mean, if you bobbled a little bit, had to check up just the tiniest bit, you were going to lose 4 or 5 positions. We saw the high line not really be active. And it sort of transitioned tonight, but today we're going to be in the daytime, and you can see a track tip 100 degrees. So we'll see if that top line can make anything happen. It's going to be interesting to watch how that plays out. Let's check and see who we have on the split screen. Got 2 or 3 drivers here tonight, so definitely appreciate that. Alex Penn making his he's going to show up again tonight. He showed up last time that we did this. You see Travis Twitty there as well. Man, what a great setup these guys have, man. Really, really cool. We'll highlight Travis's here. Man, look at that setup, man. He's got something going on there. Pretty cool little deal. Man, it looks like he is sitting in an arcade, actually sitting in the car with computer screens. But, man, that's looking good. And we got Tony Iverson with this pretty sweet setup. Got a nice little room. Look at the LED lights back there. Pretty awesome stuff. And then, of course, we got Alex Penn. Well, all righty. Well, let's take a look at your race analysis here tonight. NASCAR Xfinity cars, fixed setup, 120 laps. Stage break at lap 48, so those stage points are going to be really, really important. And no fast repair. Got to take care of that car It's going to be extremely, extremely important tonight. All right, pace car going to pull off. We got 120 laps here tonight. Barney's got the green flag in hand. Green flag here in Nashville. Leading the first lap is going to be Finley Fitzsimmons with David Farmer under fire from Jimmy Allen. Jimmy Allen, one of the more exciting drivers that I remember. I'm still learning everybody's name, getting to know everybody. But Jimmy Allen was extremely, extremely aggressive at North Wilkesboro early on in the race and definitely had a lot of speed at the end. So expecting to see something similar here tonight as they both try to run down the 5 machine. He's not getting away. Jimmy Allen not quite able to make that bottom work as David Farmer really gassed it up and has a nice run down the front straightaway. He's going to maybe get to the back bumper. It doesn't right before turn 1, but he got pretty close. A nice little run there. But we are single file as you see Alex Penn maybe looking down to the inside in that 30 of Michael Kostick. Going board with it. You can hear the throttle inputs as you have to be smart. You have to be easy on the throttle. You can't just stomp it. If you over-rotate, you can find yourself spinning out of the corner. And if you don't get on the throttle enough, you might find yourself tight and chasing that car up the track. Being side by side can be a little nerve-wracking at this track because you really want to be able to use the whole thing. You're going to see these guys get side by side, and it's really going to hurt. They're going to lose Jimmy Allen, and then Jim Ott's going to really join this battle. You see just how detrimental it is to be side by side for more than even just one corner. So we'll see how long they decide to do that. I'm sure Kostick would like to get behind him without having to lose a spot here to Jim Ott, but Jim Ott going to take advantage of that, go down to the inside of that 8 machine, and similar to what we saw last night, which was if you get up to the top side, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You better get down quick. We saw Jeremiah, I believe, Holt in that position the other night, and he actually just let guys go so he can get back down to the bottom. And it seems like it's going to be similar here tonight. Michael Kostick continues falling back through the field. As if he doesn't get down behind Jim Ott here, he might allow Bobby Anderson to get up there, and he does, right down to the bottom line. That's smart by Kostick. Up front, it has not changed as of yet. Finley Fitzsimmons leading this race has got the coveted clean air. That's what you want to have at this track. It's hard. It's almost like a slot car. We'll watch on board with him as he goes down in the corner just to see what the drivers are dealing with. And it's such a flat corner. It doesn't give you a big old hug like Charlotte does to go down the corner. Charlotte, you can basically just let the steering wheel stay straight and the banking will turn you down to the corner, but not here. You really have to be smart. Let out the throttle, get down to the bottom, but get on it as soon as you can so you have the momentum. You see your own throttle through the middle of the corner, and look how long you have to keep that throttle up. So it's important that you hit that every time. But Finley looking really strong, getting that left front, actually bounced off the apron just a little bit. That's something else to think about. These guys are going to have to pay attention to. That could really bite you if you're not careful. Battle for second, though. David Farmer going to be under fire from Jimmy Allen. Jimmy really drives it deep down in the corner, trying to gas it up. You can see him, the smoke coming out of the back of that 99 machine as he was trying to give it all the throttle she could take to try to get off the corner and get that position. But David Farmer fighting really, really hard on the outside. If Jimmy Allen could get the exit he needs, but you see, just trying to hold that car down on the bottom off the exit is so difficult to continue that momentum. You see, you scrub off so much speed, he's going to lose that spot. And here comes Alex Penn up to challenge Jimmy Allen now, who will be low on momentum. And that's going to give Alex Penn maybe the run he needs. Not quite going to be able to get it just there. So three-way battle here for second place as Alex Penn has made up a couple spots since he started. You hear him breathing the throttle there, just not quite comfortable at the moment after 10 laps. Get right back on the throttle. But here comes Jimmy Allen again. He's going to go down to the inside and try this pass for second. And at this point, David Farmer really has to defend that. He can't let it go. And here comes Alex Penn to the outside. Interesting call there. I mean, Jimmy Allen was really defending the bottom really well, so he didn't really have anywhere to go. We'll see if Alex Penn can make that top side work. Haven't seen anybody been able to do that. He's going to be really close to Jimmy Allen off the corner. Going to get the run, going to get the spotter call down into turn 3. Jimmy going to have to give way, man. Jimmy drives that thing down into the corner. Going to sacrifice a little bit of the exit, but Alex Penn has to check up as well. So, man, some really good racing up here so far. And while all this is happening, Finley Fitzsimmons is just taking off. You see, he's got about 9/10 of a second lead over David Farmer, who has just been under fire from Jimmy Allen. Jimmy trying to get a little air on the nose of that car, but Finley Fitzsimmons looking really strong here. Got a stage break at lap 48, so these guys can't really push it to the stage. They have to be a little patient and take their time and take care of that right front. That right front is going to be the big key here tonight, which it seems to be always the case in iRacing, unfortunately. A lot of these fixed setups are built tight, built to be stable. So stable is like a dirty word for a racer. You get a stable setup, that just makes you mad. You go out there and, yeah, it's stable. Yeah, I'm not going to wreck in it. Yeah, it's fine. But that just means you're going to be tight and really relying on that right front. You can't really push the car. And here it's exactly that way, especially back in dirty air. These guys are going to be dealing with that all race long. Well, back here we got a battle between Travis Twitty and Brian Terry. Brian Terry down in that 13 machine, and Twitty there up above as they're battling side by side. And you see Drew Prohl, who had an EOL at the beginning of the race. He's trying to fight his way through this, but he has really nowhere to go here as these two are battling it out. Travis really fighting hard on the outside. Let's see if he can make that work. Gonna slide up a little bit off the corner. And we're actually going to go to the split screen here so we can get a little better look at this, man. What a setup that Twitty has. Man, that is awesome. That's during sim racer goals right there. Awesome, awesome setup from Travis. I love these cams because I love the ability to, while I know a lot of times we like to talk about the leaders and we like to talk about the top, the guys running up front, but man, it sure is cool to show off everybody's stuff, and you see he is really putting some wheel into it off the corner, getting a little bit loose, but it's so cool to show off people's rigs and what they've got going on. You see so many different types. You see rigs like Travis, and I'll actually show you Tony Iverson's setup. I mean, just some really cool setups. And then you'll see a couple guys that's got a kitchen chair with a Fanatec G25 and G25 pedals hooked up to a kitchen table and out there winning races. So it's iRacing. That's the beauty of it. Is you can have all kinds of, you can put a lot of money into it, a little money, and get as much enjoyment out of it as you want, man. And I'll tell you what, Travis is running 18th position, but I bet you he is enjoying every bit of it. He's got screens there to let him know about tires, all kinds of stuff to look at. Really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. So definitely thank those guys for allowing us to look at that and see what they got going on. As Bobby Anderson going to come down pit road here on lap 18. Don't know if this is a scheduled stop or not. I don't really get the data as far as a fuel run goes, so I don't know if this is a planned pit stop. I guess we'll see pretty quickly if other people follow suit. Is they only have 50% fuel, so it makes the tight condition a little bit worse, but also makes it where you have to come down pretty quick. So I think we'll see some guys into the 20s, but Bobby Anderson coming down here early. We go check out this front running group again. David Farmer has been able to fend off a hard charging Jimmy Allen. and starting to run down Finley Fitzsimmons just ever so slightly every lap. That interval is down to a little under 0.6 of a second. Right now, though, we're watching Alex Penn and Jim Ott. Alex Penn really was making some moves past a couple cars, but now is under fire here from Jim Ott. So he's going to go down to the inside and look. Not quite able to get the run, but he does have the momentum here. He's got the draft. And that's the tough thing about this track, you know. I enjoy watching the races here, but it's tough to race for sure. He does a great job there getting off the throttle, getting on. He's going to get the run down the straightaway, and he's going to have position. But you can see how long it takes to actually make a pass. See if Jim can do a slide job here and take the spot. Not quite able to do it, so he's going to give that top side to Alex Penn. And he does. He actually gets it. So Alex Penn does a smart thing and tries to get back in line to stop the bleeding, as there's a couple really hungry racers behind him in Tony Iverson. On board with Tony Iverson. We'll show what he's got going on. Man, he's got a big old triple screen set up. And you see all kinds of different views. We'll get the behind, over the shoulder view like we have Travis Twitty. We'll have the off to the side of Alex Penn and Tony Iverson. Sometimes we'll have a big old face cam where I can't see nothing but your face. Michael Costa going down to the inside of Alex Penn. Alex may have pushed a little bit too hard early, but you know, it's hard to say. Everybody kind of has their own style of driving, and tires are going to make a big difference. I mean, Finley Fitzsimmons, his best lap was a 30.720, and his last lap was a 31.682 after only 22 laps. So you can definitely see the tires are going to make a huge difference. And just what I wanted to iterate earlier is how long it takes to make a pass, man. It just seems like you have to set somebody up, and then once you do, you see Kostick there trying to do the best that he can, but Alex Penn doing a great job of fighting, and finally is able to make that pass. I mean, it takes a couple laps for it to finally happen. And so now, here comes Tony Iverson down to the inside. Oh, he blinks out a little bit. Hopefully it's him blinking out, not me. He is back on track, though. And it's just should be able to take that position away from Alex Penn. Go check in on the back half of the top 10. You got Austin Allen here with Andy Kurtz. Both these drivers have been flying up through the field, starting at the back. And, you know, I don't know much about Austin Allen, but I know plenty about Andy Kurtz, and he is an incredible driver. So expect to see him up towards the front before this thing is all over with. And they're slowly making their way up. They have the luxury of that stage break at lap 48. They'll still have to make a pit stop soon. But being able to run up through the field, you know, they're about 6.5 seconds back from the lead at the moment. So that it would take them. It'd take a whole lot for them to get up towards the front. As man, look at Daniel Cunningham coming out of nowhere as the 27 actually is coming down pit road. So now here comes Austin Allen in the 27 machine, going to make his pit stop. A couple others, Tyler Johnson, Sean Kostritza, and Travis Twitty have come down pit road as well. And here comes Jimmy Allen right in front of him. So pit stop's really happening. I expect to see the leaders before too long. Finley Fitzsimmons still having that half a second lead over David Farmer. Now these two right here have kind of pulled away about 2 seconds. Jim Ott is back from Finley. So they have a little bit of time. They don't really have to rush it. If you're David Farmer, you would love to come down pit road a lap earlier if you can kind of undercut and get in front of him. I think David Farmer has been a little bit faster here towards the end of this run. Dirty Air, though, starting to slow him up a little bit. If he can get out front of Finley, he might. You can see right there how tight he was off the corner. Going to lose a little bit of time, so. Unfortunately, Scott Fritz disconnected here tonight. I've been having some connection issues, so hopefully it is not a widespread thing. 4 people on pit road. Casey Ryback down on pit road, getting 4 tires and fuel. They have four sets of tires here tonight. So interesting to see Tyler Johnson, Sean Kostritza, Casey Ryback come down and take those tires. Only 4 sets, so 1 that he started with and 3 extras in the pits. I think it's a little bit too early. I think this stop would I would probably follow Jimmy Allen's strategy of that fuel only stop. Him and Bobby Anderson both did fuel only and then take tires at the stage. I don't know if I would take tires here, but we'll see how that plays out. As David Farmer now back to a second. Waiting to see if these guys are going to come down pit road. And Finley, he is dealing with some lap traffic, goes around. That looks like Justin Ray there in that 38 machine. Justin Ray going to fight back, but he was one of those drivers who just took fuel only. So, and I think taking 2 tires would probably be a pretty bad thing. You wouldn't have the speed that you would. Here comes the leader. Finley Fitzsimmons going to come down pit road here. It looked like he was, but Justin Ray just drives around him on the outside. Well, I said it was Justin Ray, but that was not Justin Ray. There's Justin Ray right there. So not sure who that was, but they had fresh tires. They were scooting. Oh, that was Casey Ryback. Yeah, so that's why he blew right past the leader. I thought the leader was coming down pit road, the differential of speed, but Casey Ryback comes in and gets 4 tires, so he's only got 2 sets left after that. Still a long way to go. But still waiting on the leader. Is he going to come down pit road this time? Looks like he is. So Finley Fitzsimmons going to give up the lead, most likely come down pit road. And an undercut really doesn't work here, so if you came down pit road and got fuel only, you're not going to undercut nobody. He's not going to have that tire advantage, so Finley probably feels pretty confident that he's going to be able to maintain the lead once everything cycles back around. Got him, Tony Iverson, Daniel Cunningham coming down pit road. It cycles the lead over to Jim Ott. He should be coming down this time as well, and he does. So here comes Jim Ott, Alex Penn, and Jason Ayerson going to come down pit road. So we'll see who cycles out, who took tires, and how that all is going to play out as everybody has almost made their pit stop here. I think the only person left is, and now Michael Cole comes down pit road as well. So the 67, the last driver to come down pit road and make his stop. So everybody has come down as Finley is already back on track, a 7.3 fuel-only pit stop. And expect him to cycle back to the lead as he does. Ooh, an interesting call here. I see David Farmer has come down pit road and took 4 tires. Wow. Not really sure what happened to David Farmer. He goes down and get 4 tires. That's what happened. So that's the difference. So interesting call. Seeing some strategy difference in the way guys are playing the strategy. You see David Farmer now going to the inside of Tyler Johnson in that valve lane. Tyler Johnson also took tires there on his stop, so he's going to fight back on the outside, try to pin David Farmer behind the 4 machine, but he's going to go down to the inside and maybe make it 3 wide. Tyler not able to keep it up on the outside there, and so David Farmer going to take over the 3rd position. He's going to run down the leader, definitely, in maybe just a couple laps as he's got those fresh tires. I just don't know. The stage break kind of messes that up. I just can't wait to see how this is going to play out. I'm a little bit nervous coming down and taking those 4 tires on that first stop. I think that was a pretty clear-cut fuel only. But I'm in the broadcast booth. They're on the track, and we have to see it play out. They definitely know better than I do for sure. As you see, he's driving right up to the back bumper of Jimmy Allen. Now going to be about 2 seconds back from Finley Fitzsimmons. He'll definitely catch him and pass him before the end of the stage, and that'll be some good stage points. I'm not really sure everybody's. I know they have people that run for points in certain series, some that they don't. I don't know if David Farmer is one of those. But either way, he's going to be able to get up front and get some stage points here at lap 48. About 10 laps to go before that stage. He's already second half back. He'll catch him pretty quick here. Now, they were able to make it, they were able to make it 30 laps there, so I don't know if that was bone dry, but they'll come down pit road on lap 48 and get, most people will come down and get 4 tires that only took 2. And they'll go green on maybe lap 50, 51, so that'll push them to 80. And then they'll have to come in at some point. Yeah, I'm not really sure. We'll see. I don't know if David Farmer's going to have another set, and definitely if a caution comes out, that'll put him at a disadvantage. But he does go around Finley Fitzsimmons and take over the lead here on lap 40, and he'll sail off into the distance. Back here, Sean Castrizza, one of those drivers that also took 4 tires in that 46 Chevy Camaro, and he is making passes. He goes around Jim Ott and try to get that track position. Some guys towards the back. It's not a bad call if you're wanting to get some track position for this stage, have a better starting spot. I can't see a world where everybody doesn't come in on the stage. It's just too important. As you may not see a yellow flag here tonight. Nashville, big wide track. Guys are usually single file until they're trying to make passes and get them done quick. A lot of Nashville Superspeedway tracks or races tend to be yellow free. And knock on wood, have yet to have a caution. And have yet to have anything close to contact. Now, 21 drivers in the field, actually 20 still running. Helped that a lot because there's not a whole lot of variables to have accidents, but so far so good in that department. All right, battle of 2 guys here for the top 5. Jim Ott, about a 10th quicker there. That last lap is Jimmy Allen still on those old tires. And looks like Ott has a pretty fast number 4 machine here late in this run as they're getting down towards the stage. Jimmy Allen going to concede the position. No contest. Oh, he's actually going to maybe try. Actually, Jim Ott drives it really deep from center out and pushes off the corner. And that opened the door for the 99. I'm not sure Jimmy Allen really wanted to do the crossover, but Ott really forced his hand there as he really pushed up off the track, off the turn 4 exit. Ott going to hold him tight, and you see Jimmy Allen getting loose again down on the bottom. Man, it's fun to watch Jimmy Allen race, man. I love that style of racer where, yeah, certain times they might burn the tires up, but they're having more fun than anybody else. I can guarantee you that as they get the back end loose off the exits of the corner. Just a lot of fun. And I can tell Jimmy Allen has a lot of fun racing this thing. He's going to try to keep tabs on Jim Ott, but Jim, a couple laps before that pass happened, he was quite a bit faster. Starting to get spread out here as second place is now becoming a little battle here as Tyler Johnson on those 4 tires has caught up to Finley Fitzsimmons, who has led a majority of the first part of this race. They got some lap traffic in front of them. We'll see how that plays out. But Tyler going to be extremely fast and has to actually check up here as lap traffic clogging up both lanes here. And Tyler Johnson put a lot of pressure on this 5 machine. Like, this sure is fun having a huge a huge tire advantage. Man, look at the 5 really almost blocking there. And Tyler gives him a bump. He's going to push him out of turn. I'm not sure that's even necessary as they come to take the stage here. And David Farmer coming through turns 3 and 4. He is going to take your stage win as he is 5 seconds ahead of that second and third position as they're still battling. But it looks like Tyler Johnson is going to win after he gave him the bump. It takes home the second position. But David Farmer is your stage 1 winner. So congratulations to him. Pretty solid first stage for everybody. Some interesting things. You got Tyler Johnson, Sean Kostritza with those fresh tires. David Farmer as well. So they have used a set of tires. And that's going to help them in the track position game. But what's it going to do? They have one less set of tires than everybody else. Is that going to make a difference or not? It's going to be interesting to see. David Farmer going to have to wait on the pace car. We will we'll talk to him if we can in a minute. I want to allow them to come down pit road and make their stops. I don't want to mess that up. I know it's hard to concentrate on hitting your marks as Tyler Johnson runs up really quick on David Farmer. I know it's hard to concentrate, listen to your spotter. Their crew chief counts you down into pit road. We'll talk to him, though. As they come down pit road, though, here comes David Farmer, and I expect to see pretty much everybody. I can't imagine staying out here. It would be pretty much a death sentence for your race. Everybody coming down pit road. We'll see who wins the battle off. Everybody doing 4 tires and fuel. No surprise there. 2 tires be just thrown away and said, look at Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson's going to win the battle. Did he speed? He was really scooting there. You see the rest of the battle and off of pit road. But it looks like Tyler Johnson was first off of pit road. So, man, great job by him and his pit crew. About 4/10 faster Tyler Johnson was in his box. So pit crew really knocking it out of the park for him. Now, unless my eyes deceive myself, looks like David Farmer is not in the Discord, so we won't be able to talk to him, but we might be able to talk to second place finisher Tyler Johnson. Nope, he is not in the Discord either, so not able to talk to either one of them. Well, we can talk to Sean here as we'll get him up into the booth and talk to him before they go back green. Sean Kostritza, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Well, man, watching you take those 4 tires there under that first stop. Talk to me a little bit about that strategy call. I mean, it gains you a ton of track position, but now you have one less set of tires. Tell me about that call and what you're trying to do with taking those 4 tires early.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I might have just screwed up. I was anticipating everybody else with the run almost being split in half, taking tires. So, right now, I'm just going to try to save and see how this all plays out in the end. It may not actually be that big of a deal. We'll see.
Well, I mean, you're up there in third position. This track is historically good for, you know, being up front and having that track position. So it may work out in your favor as y'all get doubled up, possibly to go green this next time by. But yeah, so you're going to be up there battling hard and trying to maintain that track position. And man, good luck to you. Hopefully everything works out.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
That is Sean Kostritza in that 46 machine. And I just asked the worst questions possible. Definitely wasn't prepared to ask him enough questions. I guess I expected there to be a little bit more to that strategy. But yeah, it sounds like he maybe just didn't think about it. But you never know. Sometimes that has the best results. Things that you didn't plan on. And the adjust. Racing's all about adjusting to what happens around you. And so Sean, while maybe feeling like he might have messed up, Mike can make the best of it, and you never know how it's going to play out. So right now, though, he's in third, so he'll be able to enjoy that, you know, a little bit less dirty of air. Maybe I'll hold on to that track position. But right now, it's going to be Tyler Johnson up front, as he's going to lead us down to the green flag after the stage 1 win by David Farmer. And green flag is out, and David Farmer does not get a good jump as Jim Ott all over the back bumper of that 84 machine. Tyler Johnson getting boot scooting on out of there. We got to go watch my favorite driver. He's got 2 first names, but I'll let that pass as he is right now watching Sean Kostritza and Jim Ott try to work it out between themselves. Oh, my goodness, Sean's going to get loose and then make contact. Jimmy Allen runs right into the back of him. Doesn't look like there's any damage. They stay straight, but, man, look at Michael Kostick with a nice run on the outside trying to take advantage of it. He gets really out of the groove, though, so we'll see if he's able to get back down to the bottom. But scary moment as... Man, Sean got really loose off that corner. We'll pull it up here in the picture-in-picture so you can see it from a different angle. You're going to see just side by side Sean trying to get the gas going off the corner. He's going to get loose, and oh, man, what a save by the 46 machine. So, man, that's a race-winning save if I've ever seen one. That was awesome. Up front, battle for the lead going to heat up pretty quickly as Tyler Johnson is under a ton of fire from the 84 machine of David Farmer. David Farmer. Oh, my goodness, as Finley Fitzsimmons is out of this thing. He has dropped out with a connection issue. Big development here as we're watching the battle for the lead, but Finley Fitzsimmons, who had dominated the majority of the first part of the race, has now dropped out. And now that's 2 drivers that have dropped out due to connection loss. And look at David Farmer going to the outside of Tyler Johnson. Oh, and man, David Farmer slinging the back end around off the corner. That's what you got to do to get off that right front. Man, he is making that outside work. One of the few drivers that I've seen to be able to even attempt to do this. It's going to hurt him in 1 and 2, but Tyler Johnson actually gets loose on the bottom trying to clear him. Incredible racing for the lead here in Bluegrass. These drivers are extremely skilled. Tyler Johnson looks a little bit nervous. 3 and 4, the top side really does hold its own. You see David's going to get a nice run down the front straightaway. Is he going to be able to clear him? And he is. So David Farmer goes around the outside of Tyler Johnson and takes over the lead. And just breaks my heart because I love that valve scheme. We'll see if Tyler Johnson's got something. He's going to get the run on him, going to peek down to the inside. I think David Farmer will be able to cover this. We've seen him in 3 and 4 be really strong on that middle line. 1 and 2, that middle line doesn't really respond very well. It's an odd corner, but 3 and 4, it seems to work pretty well. And David Farmer not scared about that dive down to the inside at all. So far, we are flying through this race. About 45 minutes in, we're right at halfway. These guys doing a great job, man. I've really enjoyed being a part of this Bluegrass Xfinity Series and the Truck Series the last 2 races, and I've really enjoyed being a part of it. Jimmy Allen not wasting any time, side by side with Sean Steele, but here comes a pass for second possession. And Jim Ott takes it without much issue at all. Well, with Finley Fitzsimmons, that changes the game. I think Jim Ott is in the best position, at least for tires. David Farmer is down 1 set of tires compared to him and Tyler Johnson and Sean, both down 1 set of tires. We'll see if that plays out towards the end as we continue to watch this battle between Jimmy Allen and Sean Kostritza, with Michael Kostic, Alex Penn waiting in the wings for them to settle it. Jimmy has the run here. Sean starting to fall back. Sean tried to cover the bottom there, but Michael Kostic going to fill that gap. And Sean's in trouble. He is falling back really fast here as Jimmy takes over the 4th position. Now Kostic going to take over that spot as well. And now Alex Penn. You can see if you get stuck up on the outside, it can be pretty bad. Oh, Jimmy Allen's going to get a piece of that wall. Saw a little bit of dust up off the corner as we're watching this battle here. But if you're Jim Ott, you got to be feeling really, really good. I mean, he's currently running behind the leader, David Farmer. Farmer has definitely had the pace of Finley Fitzsimmons, and with Fitzsimmons out, that really changes the whole dynamic of the race. I feel like Finley had the best strategy there and was looking to see him kind of run away with this thing, especially towards the end. But now that it's kind of wide open, David Farmer really needs to set sail if he can. And Jim Ott, you just need to keep him in your crosshairs as you do have an extra set of tires. So they're 13 laps into this run. So right around, like I said earlier, around lap 80-ish, they'll be coming down pit road. Take their 3rd set of tires if you're David Farmer, and 2nd if you're Jim Ott. And that means if the math works out and there's no cautions, there'll be pits with 10 laps to go. And I think that'll make it really interesting. David Farmer obviously would just wait for the 10 laps to go, come down on that last stop and take fuel only and hope that he can hold all 4 tires, where Jim Ott's going to have to give up the time that it's going to take to put 4 tires in, because David will only have to put in enough fuel to make it 10 laps. He doesn't have to do anything. He'd have to fill it all the way up. So we're talking a 5 or 6 second pit stop. Where Jim Ott may take 2 tires or 4, just depending on how his interval is. But he's going to go down to the inside now and look to take over the top spot from David Farmer. David going to fight. He's been one of the best to hold off people, but on the top side. But right now, Jim Ott looks to be one of the fastest cars on the track. Well, if they stay together, it is going to be interesting to see what Jim Ott, if we go green, what he decides to do. Does he take the 4 tires on that last pit stop, or does he take 2? And is that going to be enough to make up the difference? Going to be interesting. Such a bummer to see Finley Fitzsimmons and also Scott Fritz. It seems like a bad night to have F and T and Z in your name for sure. Oh my goodness, this Jim Ott's going to try to slide job David Farmer, but he was there and they make contact and Jim Ott goes into the wall. They do have the new damage model, so hopefully it's not a killer for Jim, as that was a pretty hard hit on the right rear quarter and the front end. So I don't see a ton of damage, but that could be bad. David Farmer going to take that spot back. Now he's going to look down to the inside. Jim Ott is. This battle for the league wages on, man. And I'll tell you what, Tyler Johnson, Jimmy Allen, and Michael Kostic running nose to tail right behind them. They are loving the hell out of this, as they're going to be able to catch up as these guys continue to battle side by side. And David Farmer sees that and says, you know what, you can go ahead and have it. I'm going to try to get the run off the corner here. Let's see if he tries to make a move or he decides to stay behind Jim Ott. Jim does not get a great exit off that corner. And he blocks going down the back straightaway into turn 3. These guys are racing like it's the last lap. I love this. Here comes Jimmy Allen. He saw somebody else pass and he's like, oh, I got to pass too. He goes down to the inside of Tyler Johnson. He can whiff that draft of these 2 leaders as they continue to battle back and forth. Jim Ott going to take the lead for now, but it's been swapping back and forth. So these guys are really, really close in speed. And if they continue battling, these other three, they're going to love to see that. And like when Jim gets out front, you know, it obviously changes the balance of the car. He hasn't been able to really pull away. He was definitely faster when he made the first move. But Farmer just did a great job of continuing to get the runs off the corner and get down to the inside and continue that battle. But it looks like right now Jim Ott, the damage not significant enough to cause any problems. And he is starting to tiptoe away from that 84. Back towards the back. Got Bobby Anderson going to the inside of Daniel Cunningham. Cunningham, not what I expected out of the 08 machine. He is starting to slide back here. I expect to see him up in the top 10. He's sitting second in points. But right now, just struggling with the handling of that car. You see that 08 way up the track. I don't know if he's got some damage or what, but he's definitely bouncing in and out of the groove. Right in front of these drivers, though, we got a three-way battle. This is for 9th position. Austin Allen, Jason Ayerson, and Justin Ray running nose to tail. Austin Allen with that position. That dirty air just dropping on the front end of that 44 machine. That's why you see these guys just running in single file lines. Just not really able to do much with it. '44 Pennzoil, Menards. Got a nice run there. Let's see if he can get to the inside. Maybe get a run here off of. Going to go to the outside and try to get the run off the bottom of the corner. Let's see if he can make this work. He gets a nice run, but not going to be quite able to make it. He may take a dive right here and see if he can poke his nose in there. He cannot. Austin Allen drives it off in there and defends that. You see, because of that shallow entry that Jason Ayerson took, that hurt his exit. He loses, you know, about a 10th there off the corner. So it seems like the best strategy is to enter the corner a little bit slower, get on the gas sooner, have the momentum. One of the fastest cars on the track right now is Michael Kosick. You see him going to the inside of Jimmy Allen. Jimmy Allen concedes the position. Michael Kosick has been moving. He's a 10th faster than your leader last time by. So the 8 machine coming alive here on lap 75 of 120. And this is the type of racing that Michael Kosick loves. You know, get out of the pack, get away from all the drivers. He likes to be kind of by himself. As Jim Ott comes down pit road to make his pit stop here. He still has that extra set of tires, so he's going to come down. And I love this. I love this call. I really do. And it's actually brilliant. If he means to do it, I don't know. But he's coming down pit road, and he's forcing David Farmer to think about the fact that he is going to be behind so far on those tires. He wants to push David Farmer to come in now. That way, David is not going to be able to make it to 10 laps to go and take advantage of that less time that he would have by taking fuel only. So I like this call to try to draw David Farmer in as soon as possible. That way Ott can really take advantage of those tires. Going to come out of pit road as Farmer coming out of turn 2 now. How long will David Farmer stay out? Apparently he's been run down by the 8 machine, who has gained a ton of time in the last lap. See, as across the line, lap times 32 flat for David Farmer, 31.70 for Michael Kosick. it's been a really good race. Nashville has the tendency to have kind of spread out racing where you don't see a whole lot of passing rarely, and guys just not able to make just kind of a single file type deal where everybody's kind of stuck at that aero bubble. But it's been really good racing. We've seen some different tire strategies, which obviously helps, which is always helpful in real life NASCAR when you can have guys on different tire strategies. That helps make passes and kind of shuffle the field up a little bit. And then the couple disconnects just heartbreaking for Finley Fitzsimmons and Scott Fritz out really early in this race. Watch Michael Kostic try to run down David Farmer. David Farmer just had a really bad lap a couple laps ago. Kind of gotten the train back on the track, but Michael Kostic just ever so slightly faster every single lap. David Farmer ran a 31.74. Michael Kostic 31.70. When do they come down pit road? Jim Ott currently running 30.9s. Jimmy Allen 30.7s. So they're going to make up a ton of time. And both those drivers have an extra set in pit road. Kostic, another one of those drivers who does have that extra set. So Michael Kostic, though, coming down pit road to make his what should be next to last stop, as they can go about 30. Looks Kostic coming down on 31. Unless somebody can save about 8-9 laps of fuel, they'll definitely have to make one more stop on fuel unless we get they'll have to make one more stop on fuel regardless. So Kostic going to give up the second position. How long will David Farmer stay out there? As David Farmer stays out on the track, he's got a 2.3 second lead over Tyler Johnson. Well, I think what David Farmer would love to see is a caution here because only 5 drivers on the lead lap. You can see there on the left side of your screen. Ott here, right behind David Farmer, is the first driver a lap down. So Jim fighting hard to get back up there, unlap himself just in case a caution does come out. He would get the lucky dog, but don't want to rely on that. I would rather get up there and just naturally do it. That way I wouldn't have to rely on that lucky dog. When does David Farmer come down pit road? He does it right now, actually, here with just a little bit over 35 laps to go. He made it 35. He made it 35 laps or 34 there on that run. So you might be able to make it. I believe these guys can make it from here. I mean, these guys, David Farmer was able to cross the line at 35. I don't know if he was saving at any point, but Tyler Johnson, who is currently on the lap, he's still on the track. He has crossed over lap 36. And you see Jimmy Allen going down to the inside. So I believe these guys can make it on one more stop. Now, I'll tell you who can't. That's going to be Jim Ott. So we got tire strategy. We got fuel strategy. We got all of it going on right now. I love it. Andy Kurtz, Sean Kostritza coming down pit road, the 88 machine. Good Lord, what a good-looking paint scheme. Let me tell you right now. You know, I like to give credit where credit's due, and my goodness, well, I do like that. Well, that's a good-looking scheme out of Andy Kurtz. He's coming off pit road right now. And that's going to give the lead over to Tyler Johnson. So 2 drivers have yet to come down pit road, Tyler Johnson, Daniel Cunningham, and they've been able to stretch it to 37 laps. So that's the longest anybody's gone so far. They've definitely been taking it easy and saving that fuel. Tyler Johnson going to come down now, and this will be the final stop. These guys can make it the rest of the way. Jim Ott not going to be able to do that. Now, I'm over here spinning my wheels. It's late here where I'm at, so I don't know. Maybe math isn't my thing right now, but I'm pretty sure those guys can make it. And Jim Ott, Jimmy Allen, those guys, Jason Arison, Austin Allen, they're not going to be able to make it. They're going to have to pit one more time. Tyler Johnson still in the lead as here comes Jim Ott around to take over the lead with those 4 tires. Now he's got a 2.2 second gap back to Jimmy Allen, and Michael Kostick about 5 seconds back from him. And David Farmer is about 9.7 seconds off the lead at the moment. Going more with your points leader, Alex Penn, as he has got 44, Jason Arison, right in front of him. Got that VR headset on. Slowly getting up to the back bumper of that 44 machine. Definitely tell that the 44 is struggling a little bit from exit off. Got a little bit tight, scrubbed some speed off. That's definitely going to open the door here for Alex Penn to go down to the inside, and he is going to take it. Goes down, and Jason, really not much he could do about that. Alex Penn with about three lap fresher tires than Jason, so a little bit more pace, most likely. Able to take over that 4th position, but man, I just cannot wait to see how this is all going to play out. So many different strategies, so many different things that could happen here. Caution could really change a lot of things. But I mean, my goodness, I don't know. I think a caution in the next 5 to 10 laps would be the worst thing that could happen for, you know, like David Farmer and those guys who should be out of their sets of tires. But would really help out Jimmy Allen, who can come down pit road and get enough fuel to make it to the end. But Jim Ott now with a 2.1 second lead. Jimmy is slowly reeling him in, but they're running pretty much the same lap times every single lap, so it's sort of holding steady. Got some battling going on back here. Justin Ray, Andy Kurtz, and Bobby Anderson. Andy Kurtz got the fresher tires out of this bunch, and he was able to get around Bobby Anderson. This is for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Have David Farmer right in front of him. All right, well, it's definitely coming down to a close, so let's go ahead and we'll do a little, I don't normally do through the fields, but why not? Heck, everything's kind of quiet as we wait to see how the strategies are going to play out. Jim Ott, though, with a fantastic race so far. He started in 5th. He's been fast all night long, and I think he had a great strategy until I think me and the audience realized that you could go 35 laps, and so those guys can make it on that one more stop. I thought they were going to have to make another stop, but they don't have to. As Jimmy Allen coming down pit road right now is something to talk about. So he is going to make this final stop. It's going to put him behind the 8 ball quite a bit. He will have 4 tires. We'll see if he takes those 4 tires, if he takes fuel only. I think you got to take the 4 tires and just try to blast up through the field if you can. See if the jacks go up on that car. And they do, so he will get 4 tires, go back out there and try to make the best out of it, but it's going to be tough. As here comes your leader as well, Jim Ott, coming down pit road. giving up the lead. So Michael Kosick is going to have the lead after all that has cycled out. And I believe he can make it the rest of the way. So Kosick coming out with the strategy, and he has a 2.4 second lead over Alex Penn. He last pitted 14 laps ago, so I'm fairly certain he can make it. He does have a nice gap, so it wouldn't hurt to save it. Alex Penn is on a little bit longer of a stint, so he could definitely ease up, save a little bit of fuel if he's close. He's got plenty of time to do that. David Farmer's 5.6 seconds back in the third position. So Michael Kosick has been up front all race long, making all the right strategy calls, and with coming to almost 20 to go, he has got the lead. And unless a caution comes out, somebody's really going to have to make up a lot of time here. Alex Penn running in second place, your points leader. Going to continue to extend that lead if he's able to hold off and finish here in that second position. He has a massive points lead, 5 wins on the season. He's going to need to dig down deep if he's going to get the win here tonight, as Michael Kosick was 2/10 faster than him that last lap. Oh, as Michael Kosick comes down pit road, so what do I know, you know? Nothing. So Michael Kosick gives up the lead. And he's going to come down pit road, and that's going to give the lead over to Alex Penn here. I believe here comes Alex down pit road. So, yeah, you know, David Farmer stayed out right at lap 35. So I think anybody more than 15 is going to be in danger of having to come down pit road. Both Alex Penn and Michael Kosick was that, so they couldn't make it. So right now, David Farmer looks like a genius, but he's got Andy Kurtz and looks like Jimmy Allen. He's a lap down, but that 88, that's a battle for what's going to be the lead here. Andy Kurt's going to let Jimmy Allen go, and Jimmy's got those tires. He's definitely going to be putting the pressure on the 84. Is he going to slide up off the corner, but he is going to be able to get the position. Let's see if Andy Kurtz can do anything with it. David Farmer, Andy Kurtz on the same stint here, so they have the same set of tires on. And that really hurt the exit of David Farmer, and Andy Kurtz has a nice run down the front straightaway. What's Andy going to be able to do here? And you can hear Andy Kurtz turning the car off or clutching it, one of the two, going down into the corner. You could do either. Not doing it right there. You can hear he was using the engine braking. We'll see if he does it go on board with it. Yeah, didn't do it this time. But that definitely tells you that fuel is on their minds. They're not 100% sure. And Andy Kurtz, and both of them doing it. You can see David Farmer, you look at him and you go, wow, looks like he's struggling on entry through the middle. It's because he doesn't have the engine braking. If you clutch it or turn the car off, most likely they're just clutching it. When you clutch it like that, you lose a lot of turn in from the engine braking, so it really upsets the handling. You see David not able to keep the bottom. So these guys playing a little cat and mouse game with each other. Andy Kurtz trying to push him to run a little bit harder. David Farmer having to try to keep the lead, but don't want to push it too hard. Andy Kurtz gonna have one lap more of fuel, so man, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. My goodness, tire strategies, fuel strategies. This race has it all. If you're a purist race fan, this is the type of stuff that you want. you want to see these guys have to really work for it. Not always in racing is it the fastest driver that wins. You see, man, really, David Farmer struggling to do the clutching as it really pushes him up the track, and Andy Kurt's going to go to the inside, so David Farmer doesn't even try to cut him off, which lets you know that David not quite sure. He's going to drive down into that corner, though. We'll see how this battle plays out. It's funny, you get put a racer in a position where he's going to lose the lead. All of a sudden, he don't care about fuel anymore. A little cat and mouse game. I mean, both these drivers close on fuel. They're obviously, because they're saving, so you know they gotta save a little bit to make it to the end. But David Farmer wants to save enough. But if Andy Kurtz starts to push him, he's got to push and hold on to that lead, because if Andy gets around him, you know, and Andy is able to save, and they get to a point where they have enough to make it and they go full bore, you want to be in the lead. You don't want to be the driver trying to run somebody else down, be in that dirty air. Andy Kurtz gonna have to give way to the 30 machine of Alex Penn, who did make a pit stop a few laps ago, so he's got fresh tires trying to unlap himself, which he will do. Lap 108 to 120. Can they make it on fuel? That's the question. They were able to make it right at 35 laps. David Farmer crossed the line on pit road for 35 laps. He was out there on that stint. So can he make that? He's going to have to give it a little extra. So how close was he when he was on pit road? And how much can he save when he's got the 88 car all behind him? Really putting pressure on him. Oh, contact! Andy Kurtz gets booted up out of the groove by what looks like Jason Ayerson. We'll take a look here on the picture-in-picture. What happened there is Andy Kurtz has the run down the straightaway and then going into the corner. I mean, Jason just enters up high and just runs right through the 88. So that gives David Farmer a 3.3 second lead over Andy Kurtz, who now has to worry about Tyler Johnson back here, and he looks to be also in fuel saving mode as the 27 and 38 of Alston Allen and Justin Ray go around. They're both a lap down. So 10 cars on the lead lap. But right now, 9 laps to go. David Farmer has the lead. Does he have the fuel? That's the question. Now he's got plenty of time to save fuel. Now he's got, I mean, he's in a wonderful position where he can save for 3 seconds if he wants to allow Andy Kurtz to catch up. He could, and he could definitely save enough fuel. Let's see if he's saving here to go down into turn 1. Still saving, so he's still doing what he needs to do to make it to the end. It's so I love this type of fuel saving at a track like this. There's certain tracks you couldn't do this. I mean, obviously at Daytona, Talladega, the best thing you can do is just ride right behind somebody and lift a little bit. But at tracks like this where you have to be all throttle anyway, it's so cool to see these guys be able to maintain speed but also save fuel. It's a big tool to have in your toolbox, to be able to maintain relative speed. You don't have to be fast, and it's going to be tough to be just as fast, but if you can maintain at least a little bit of speed while saving fuel, that is a dang good skill to have. You see Tyler Johnson able to take over that second position. Andy Kurtz was up there battling for the lead after that contact with the 44, is now back to third position. Tyler Johnson should be good on fuel because he's his stint's only on 26, so he came in about 3 laps after David Farmer. So he can kind of go as hard as he wants. I don't think he's saving at all. You can hear no saving out of that number 6 machine. So It's a great position to be in with just 6 laps to go. Does he have enough time? He was 4/10 faster that last lap. We'll see as they cross the line. David Farmer a 31.9, Tyler Johnson a 31.5. So he is definitely gaining 4 to 5 tenths a lap. That is enough to make it. Now he's got some lap traffic he's got to work through. Excuse me. Can he do that in enough time? And is David Farmer just kind of milking that gap to make sure he's got plenty of fuel? And then he'll be able to kind of put the pedal to the metal as Tyler gets a little bit closer. But right now, David Farmer are going to let the 38 by as he continues to save fuel. You can see, you can hear him just silent in the cockpit. With 5 laps to go here at Nashville, we've got some drama on our hands. Can Tyler Johnson run down the 84 machine and pass him? Tyler Johnson seems to be good on fuel, but David Farmer has continued to save. He is so close. He pitted earlier than just about anybody still on the track. So if he comes away with the victory, he has been able to save a ton of fuel. And he's been saving for quite a while. We saw him and Andy Kurtz kind of going back and forth, putting pressure on each other. But Tyler Johnson seems to have enough as he is really getting that gap down to 1.8 seconds. Now, last lap it was 4/10 faster. We'll see as they cross the line as David Farmer started to pick up the pace. Three laps to go. David Farmer runs a 31.9. Tyler Johnson a 31.6. That's 3/10. It is going to be close. Can Tyler Johnson continue this gap? As you see, the 27 getting right on the back bumper of David Farmer. Going to look down to the inside. It's going to slow him up a little bit. He's going to enter way up high. Can Tyler Johnson make up any ground as they cross the line? You can see 1.4 seconds with 2 laps to go. Only 2/10 faster that time. He's going to need more than that if he's going to run him down. David Farmer going to have a little bit of draft from this lap car. He should be able to maintain the 1.2 seconds now. Is he going to make it? That's the big question. Can he make it to the end of the race? Oh, he comes off the corner and makes a little bit of contact, but white flag here for David Farmer in the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. Can he make it on fuel? He's just got to make it around one more time, but one sputter, one little miscue on fuel, one miscalculation, and Tyler Johnson is there to take it from him. Still full speed as they go down into turn 3. He's still clutching it, coming to the line. Does he have enough fuel? Oh, Tyler Johnson's in the wall. I think Tyler Johnson may have tried the wall ride, but David Farmer is going to be able to save enough fuel, and he is going to take home the victory here tonight. Wow, what a thrilling finish with that fuel strategy. And David Farmer questioned his pit strategy early, and he was able to get it done. My goodness, what a race. That was a lot of fun. Let's go check out the replay here of Tyler as he's going to go into the wall. Not really sure what happened. Just missed the corner. Goes up the wall, gets up into the marbles. You can hear it clanking around. Oh, he's out of fuel. That's what's wrong. Listen, Tyler Johnson was out of fuel as he crossed the line, so he definitely pushed it. Wow. But there's your winner, David Farmer, on the front stretch. As Alex Penn going to come up next to him along with the 38 of Justin Ray. I don't know if they're teammates or not, but they definitely look like they're going to celebrate. Waiting to see if David Farmer's going to do any kind of donuts or if he's just going to chill on the track. But probably having to take a breather after a pretty exciting finish there. That was a lot of fun. I love to see those every once in a while. Yeah, you always want to see these guys battling, banging doors, coming to the line 3 wide or whatnot. But man, it's cool to see a fuel strategy race to see who's got the highest iRacing IQ out there. and David Farmer able to get it done. Well, alrighty. Well, let's get these. We're gonna wait on everybody to get into the booth, into the waiting room, so we can talk to them. And we'll take a look at your results here in just a moment while we wait on everybody to hop in. Let's take a look at your results here. Of course, we know the top three, Farmer, Johnson, and Kurtz. Daniel Cunningham comes home with a 4th place finish. What a great call by him. That's that high iRacing IQ that I'm talking about. He was running back towards the back of the pack, and there he is. 4th position. Actually going to gain some points on Alex Penn there. So congratulations to him on a 4th place finish. Sean Kostritza comes home in 5th. Jim Ott recovers after having to come down and make an extra pit stop and comes home in 6th. Disappointed, I'm sure. Michael Kostick the same way. Jimmy Allen also having to do that along with Alex Penn and Jason Ayerson, your top 10. 11th is Justin Ray. 12th, Austin Allen. 13th, Bobby Anderson. 14th, Tony Iverson. 15th, Drew Pearl. 16th, Michael Cole. 17th, Brian Terry. 18th, Casey Ryback. 19th, Travis Twitty. 20th, Finley Fitzsimmons. Just disappointing to see that disconnection. And then Scott Fritz going to be last driver of the night on the results. And you see that race recap. Just the one stage caution. Otherwise, caution free. Well, all right. Well, we got to talk to Andy Kurtz here, our 3rd place finisher. Let's get him up into the booth and let's talk to him real quick. Andy Kurtz, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, man. What's up?
Well, a pretty good race out of you. You started in 17th position and drove up near the front. Lots of pit strategy going on. Lots of guys doing different things with tires. And then at the end there, fuel. So talk a little bit about that race. What was your plan on how to deal with? You had more pit stops than you had tires. What was your plan going into it to try to attack this race and be there at the end?
Yeah, I did not have a plan at all whatsoever. So I was just pitting. I think the first stage was pretty easy to figure out, but second stage, luckily I had Daniel and Kostick to kind of help me out and figure out how long you could go and what the fuel strategy was. So I just kind of figured I'd try to make it just on one stop. So I was saving a little bit there that last run, yeah, I was just racing with Farmer. I know he was saving a lot of fuel. I think I was better shape than he was in fuel. Then unfortunately, I was saving, and I tried to go high for a lap car going around, but they just made some contact. I guess I was really slow getting into one, so stinks that happened. I was trying to push Farmer to run out of gas. But definitely happy with the finish for sure. I've been pretty bad here in the past, so things definitely clicked a little bit for me that second round and going forward. So I had a lot of fun.
Well, it definitely was an interesting race, and so congratulations to you. Yeah, I mean, with that contact with the lap car, I mean, was that just a communication? I mean, did y'all have any run-ins with the 44 before, or it was just a miscommunication on that entry there?
Oh yeah, no, definitely nothing going on there. I just, I was shutting the car off, getting into the turn, and I tried to go up high. I got to go back and look at it. I probably could have given him some more room and made it really obvious for him to pass me low, but I didn't call it out or anything. So I could have tried a little harder, because you got guys on new tires on different strategy, running twice as fast, and then there's me shutting the car off, getting into the turn. So definitely, just part of racing, and it happens, and just learn from it and move on.
All right. Well, third place, man. Always fun to watch your race, man. You did a great job tonight. 14 spots from where you started, doing a little bit of fuel strategy at the end. Third place, pretty good race. So congratulations, man. And who you got to thank tonight?
Thanks, man. Yeah, just want to thank you for doing these broadcasts with us here. As always, they're always fantastic. Yeah, just want to thank everyone in Bluegrass. I know it joins way late in the season, so I've been having a lot of fun racing with everyone. I love this Xfinity car, and I want to thank JC Motorsports for having me race with them.
All righty. Well, there you have it. Third place finisher, Andy Kurtz, was really close there at the end. Just came up a little short with a contact from a lap car, and but third place still a really great finish for him. Second place though, Tyler Johnson with the drama there at the end, coming in with you didn't know if any of these drivers could make it on fuel, and Tyler really putting the pressure there on David Farmer at the end. Tyler, man, what a great race out of you. A good strategy to get those positions, get up front, be a player up there. And then there at the end, you started running down David, and then you ran out of fuel there on that last corner. What was your strategy there on that last run to try to catch up and maybe steal a win here?
I kind of played it well. I knew, we had 3 extra sets of tires, so I took one halfway in the first stage. And then I was down to 2, and I knew I'd had to take one at the stage end. And then I came out, restarted first or whatever. And then, I only had 1 set of tires left, but I was trying to calculate, how to make it on fuel. And that first run, I nailed it. Like, I got to lap 33 is exactly what I wanted to do. Came down pit road running out of fuel, nailed it perfectly. And then my auto fuel only it shorted me a whole gallon. So I had to try to save a whole gallon, and without the realization that Dave didn't have to pit again. I thought he was coming down pit road, so I was just saving. And, then I realized with about 5 to go, I'm like, okay, he might make it. And I tried to push a little bit more, and, if I took a whole nother gallon, I think I'd be the last one interviewed. But that was a fun race. This track is it's a different track. I've had good runs here, but I don't know. I sold myself short. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is it to, in those positions where you can see the leader and you know that you're close on fuel, how hard is it to balance saving versus pushing a little bit? I mean, it's got to be so tough as a racer to see the lead and just be like, I can't push any harder, I'm going to run out of fuel. How hard is it to balance that, especially towards the end of this thing?
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't know. I knew what I had to do and I knew what I was doing. And I was like, okay, and then it was like, we got down to 5 laps to go, and I'm like, I just got to push it. And, I knew I was probably going to run out of gas because, I wasn't prepared on pushing it at all. And it just unfortunate. The auto fuel just kind of ruined my whole race. Feel like that ruined my shot at the playoffs too. I'm outside looking in, and I needed a win for sure. But, it sucks. Congrats to Dave. I mean, yeah, you played it smart. He did exactly. I don't know what his strategy was. I don't know if it was mine or what, but he played it smart. Yeah, congrats to him. It was a fun race. Just I hate being the first loser.
Well, come up a little bit short. Second place is nobody's favorite, but it's still impressive here in this field to come away with a second place finish, especially considering your engine was not running as you crossed the line. So, man, congratulations on that. And, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
I just thank you guys. Thank Bluegrass. Thanks to everyone who puts this on. I had Valvoline on my car, I guess, but they don't really sponsor me. But yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle of a season, and this is my first top 5, first top 10, and I knew I didn't want to run this race, but it's Nashville. I like Nashville, and I wish I would have came up on first step on the podium. It would have been a good way to finish out the season and hopefully, make a strong run in the playoffs where my better tracks are. But, we'll give Daytona a shot next week, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Tyler Johnson, obviously a little disappointed. You can hear it in his voice. Just frustrated. Auto fuel is kind of a stupid thing to have anyway in oval cars. So just frustrating when stuff like that happens where, you've got the strategy right and then something doesn't happen. You kind of chalk it up as just like in real racing where the gas can, the gas man doesn't get everything full and he ran out just a little bit too early. So you can definitely hear he was dejected, pretty bummed out. But that's how important these races are to these guys, man. And you want to win so bad, especially when competition is good as it is here. But let's talk to the winner. I can't wait to talk to him. He's been waiting in the wings so patiently. David Farmer, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I like to put myself out there. I don't mind being wrong. And, man, I criticized you early about taking tires on that first pit stop. And I said, man, I don't know. He's going to have to pit about 10 laps to go, and he's not going to be able to take tires. And, boy, was I wrong. You're able to save fuel, and there at the end, save enough, more than anybody else, and come away with the victory. Congratulations, David. Man, tell me all about your race. I want to know from start to finish what your plan was. Did you execute? What did you have to change up? And what do you feel like was maybe your winning moment?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I can't believe it worked. I was going into it. I wanted to get stage points. I wanted to get the championship, or not championship, but the playoff stage points. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take tires, and I'm going to, that's become my kind of my MO in the Cup Series is I take tires before the stage, and I'm always short, but I get that extra point for the playoffs. I've been in lots of seasons with Bluegrass, and I know how important those points can be. So it was, it kind of worked out in my favor. I think if a caution had come, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Obviously, I was short a set of tires there at the end. I was on, I ran long on that last stint. And I started saving right out the bat on the last stop for me. And weird enough, the car was almost, it got up to 270 degrees at one point. I thought it was going to blow. I guess shutting it off is not great for these cars. So, but overall, it was great to win. Can't believe it worked. A lot of fast guys tonight. Tyler Johnson was super duper fast. I thought for sure he was going to catch me.
Well, talk a little bit about this track. You can't do that everywhere. Saving fuel is sort of an art, maybe an art form that if you're new to iRacing, something you need to learn how to do. But talk a little bit about, for people that are watching that don't understand what you were doing and how you were able to do that and be fast. Talk a little bit about that at Nashville, being able to save fuel. What exactly were you doing, and why does it work at a track like this?
So it being I guess it races more like a short track, a long short track. I guess the cement definitely makes it a little more slick. So you gotta manage tires a little better, which also in turn makes it a little harder to drive off the corner. So basically, I was just where I would normally brake, I backed it up about a car length, and instead of braking, I was just clutching and shutting the engine off and letting it coast through the corner, and then turn the engine back on and getting back on the gas. But it's definitely tricky. It definitely takes a lot of patience. That's where I struggle a lot, is with patience on fuel strategy, fuel saving, because I see people catch me like I gotta go, and then I end up running out. I've been there many a times running out of fuel with 1 or 2 to go, and there's nothing more disheartening. But luckily tonight I was able to get it to work out for me.
Yeah, well, just impressive stuff, man. A great win. Andy Kurtz was putting a little bit of pressure on you there at the end, and you got kind of some breathing room. How difficult is that? Tyler Johnson was kind of running you down, but you kind of had a big enough gap you could breathe a little bit. With Andy Kurtz back, you guys are both saving quite a bit. How difficult is it? And, we talk about saving fuel, that you have to deal with somebody trying to pass you, and you know that if you let him go, you're in that dirty area and you may not get that position back. So talk about adding all of that stuff that you just talked about, then add somebody putting pressure on you with 15, 20 laps to go. What's it like doing that and having to juggle all those things at once?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I think what gave me the most advantage in that aspect is I wasn't expecting to win. The expectation of course you're always trying to win, but I wasn't. I got what I was after tonight. I got my playoff point, and because Alex has won 5 races, so catching him in the season championship is going to be borderline difficult or impossible. I'd say at this point he's probably sewed it up for himself. But just I think it having that mentality and being able to put that forward where your finishing position doesn't really matter to you, because you've already completed what you tried to do, makes it much easier, because you're, at the end of the day, I wasn't having to drive it in as hard as Andy was, and I think he ended up getting loose in the middle of a corner and going to the wall, or he got contacted by somebody. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it definitely takes the pressure off of that aspect, because if, I'm not going to fight Andy. If he got to me, he would have, would have led him right around because I did what I was set out to do tonight.
Well, and you did just that and took home the win here at Nashville. So congratulations, man. And who you got to thank? Who gets you around the track? Sponsor, shout outs, friends, family.
Yeah, definitely. And I will say too, unluckily, Finley Fitzsimmons was definitely the fastest guy on the track tonight, and unluckily he blinked out and he lost his internet connection. So I do want to give him a shout out, and just sorry, dude, that it just seems like every time he's really fast, he ends up having bad luck. But as far as sponsors goes, I want to thank Aerial Pros of WNC, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire. And last but not least, definitely thank you for coming on board and doing these broadcasts. They're really awesome. They're really fun to go back and look at. Jason, Cody, everybody that's running the league. Thank you guys for always putting on a fun show for everybody, giving us a fun time. And I thank my team, Cornerstone Motorsports. Wouldn't be here without those guys.
There you have it. Your winner here tonight, David Farmer, just put all the pieces together and had a full deck and was able to take home the win. So congratulations to him as he takes home the win. Well, I guess we're going to call it there, man. What a race. What a fun couple of weeks. Had some issues last night in the truck series. I'm glad we got those fixed up. Everything went smooth tonight for the most part. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the broadcast. And hey, look, I'm not perfect, and I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear some feedback. There's a channel in the Bluegrass Discord that's feedback for the broadcast. I want to hear some of it. I appreciate your kind words, but if you got some criticism, maybe there's some things you want, things that you'd like to see. Some things I can do, some things I can't. I'm just one man. But I'll do the best I can to at least listen. So I'd like to hear your feedback. Anything that you have on your mind, I'm willing to listen to. Anything I can do to improve the broadcast, that's what I'm all about. So y'all let me know what you like, what you don't like, what I can do better, and we'll definitely continue to work on it. We'll have to bid you adieu on Tuesday night, starting in a couple weeks. We'll have to pick up a broadcast that's been scheduled for a while. Fastenal Xfinity series, doing their winter series, so looking forward to that. But we'll continue, if I'm allowed to do the truck series, which has been a blast so far, so looking forward to that. Man, what a great night here tonight. David Farmer with the win. Lots of drama, lots of comers and goers, some mechanical difficulties, and some connections dropping out. So this race had it all. And you know what it didn't have? Caution flag, man. Just impressive by these guys. Come out here, race their guts out, and the only caution flag was at the stage break. So just impressive stuff. Love to see it, and just shows the quality of the drivers here in Bluegrass. Well, definitely want to thank everybody over at VSRN. All right, this is the point that everybody hates, and everybody's already clicked off the video, so I don't have to worry about y'all actually hearing this. But it's me begging. And begging, just, hey, look, I know if you're watching over on Bluegrass TV, man, if you don't mind, run over to VSRN, V-Speed Racing Network will be the link that's posted in the Xfinity General, or just search it up on YouTube, and give us a like, man. We definitely need, give us just subscribe to our YouTube. It doesn't cost anything, just push a button. That way you'll see when we're live every time. And it helps us get a little bit more viewership just randomly out of search engines and stuff, and helps us cross promote all the different series. This week I am broadcasting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I want to be able to get everybody's eyeballs on multiple different leagues. You got a series that we'd love to see. It helps when we can cross promote, and a rising tide rises all ships. So that'd be really cool. If you don't mind doing that, definitely run over to V-Speed, our main channel, see what Bradley Cooper's doing over there. He's doing some good stuff. V-Speed 2, you'll catch me every once in a while. Me and Alec Martinez on Friday nights there as well. So got a lot of stuff going at V-Speed. If you like what you see, definitely go up and subscribe. And if you're on VSRN, if you're one of our people and you're watching on VSRN, man, we love you guys. Definitely go over to Bluegrass TV and give them a subscription as well. Helps them get visible and help people find their league so they can add more and more members. Definitely helps out a lot. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all I got. We'll see y'all next time. And tomorrow night's going to be the Cup Series at Nashville. So we'll see how that plays out. It's going to be a fun one. All right, guys. Have a good night.